The show is about to begin.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Well, good evening, Mr. Dan. How are you tonight?
Pretty good here tonight, Melissa. How are you doing?
Excellent. From what I understand, we have a ton of shows this weekend. So
We
let's get
do.
right to those.
We do have quite a few here this weekend. Let me get over to the right page for everything here on them. Let's see. Well, aside from our little thing here tonight, starting out, first Friday of the month, we always are going to have one at the Ultimate Auto. Getting tongue tied already.
UAF.
Haven't even said
Yep.
anything. Jeez, UAF. I'll just go there.
Yes.
UAF, the Ultimate Audio and Fabrication, first Friday of every month. This show is happening in Theodore, Alabama. And it is a nighttime show, guys and gals. So bring your neon. Make sure all your lights are there. Don't forget the remote controls for those at home or anything. Make sure your car looks good when you get there. They are a standard for Base Wars now, pretty much. If you know anything about us, that we do nighttime shows down there just southwest of Mobile, that's where you're going to be. It's a great location.
Excellent shows.
Just down the road from them, we got a bash at the beach happening this weekend again as well in Biloxi. Or Base on the Beach, rather, excuse me. That one, also kind of a standard for us now. We've had quite a few Base on the Beach shows at and near Biloxi, right on the beach. It's on a little pier, as the way that I'm looking at it from the Google map, everything here on it. But that is in Biloxi this weekend on Saturday. We've got a couple of Toys for Tots shows happening as well. Richard is having one out in Fresno, way out in California. So for us, it's way out there. For the local folks out there, it's not way out there. But he's having one this weekend at Audio Concepts in Fresno. And I'm reading one little thing on here as well, that it's Base Wars at the Audio Concepts. It's their 10th annual Toys for Tots. And it does say right after that a toy, $20 or more as entry fee. So if you have questions regarding that, please get a hold of Richard, or just message the Base Wars page, and hopefully Richard, if he does have time, might be able to answer that for you. But otherwise, I'll talk with Richard really briefly after the show and get some more ideas on what he is thinking for that, so that if someone does actually message the page, I can answer that somewhat intelligently, although, not really. I'm not all that intelligent about most things. We've got another Toys for Tots function happening this weekend as well, the Beatdown in Benton. And that is in, well, actually it says Delano, Tennessee. That one, man, we got so many shows this weekend. It's hard to keep them all in. Man, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like we've got 5 shows this weekend. Those are all the Friday and Saturday shows. And then, of course, you have a show here in Anniston, Alabama, coming up on Sunday.
And just so everybody knows, it is going to be cold and it is possibly going to be raining. We are doing it anyway. It's not going to stop me. They have a nice little covered patio for me. I'm going to set up there.
Nice. Yeah, unless you see the words canceled over like the icon or the link for the show, people, chances are we aren't going to be canceling a show. It is rare that something like that actually happens for any of our judges anywhere out there. We
work way too hard to get the shows. Exactly. We're not going to cancel over a little bit of rain.
There's a lot of things that happen behind the scenes that regular competitors might know a little bit about with them, but the people that put on the shows, and I'm not talking you or myself or Jordan or Pop-Tart or any of the judges, but the people that actually get us the locations, they go through city council meetings or county board meetings. They go through permits at City Hall. They get, if it's not a retail establishment, they are going to have to talk with someone about getting a possible food truck or porta potties. Again, well, they've got so many things to go through. They do everything.
The show that I did in Atlanta at the Motor Speedway, there was a tornado within 5 miles of me while I'm trying to take down the damn tent. Woof.
I would have just grabbed onto it,
get that thing down.
Superman strength, you just kind of hold it up there on the roof of your vehicle sometimes, or you just kind of grab onto it and hold it there so you don't fly away with it.
That was funny watching 4 grown men hang from a tent. But yes, even a tornado ain't going to stop me from doing a show. Good unless they say it's going to be right there and I feel like everybody's safety's involved. No, we're doing this.
Makes sense. I would probably say the same for the most part, unless there is a tornado happening. Yeah, grabbing all the credit. Of course.
One of them hanging from the tent.
I was going to say, Matthew, I've got to assume that you were one of them that was hanging from the tent at her show. So, yeah, it's just that's the way Melissa is. She's a glory hound. She wants all the credit.
That's another one that was hanging from the tent.
was going to say, if you got a tornado in the area, yeah, please watch the weather, of course. And obviously, if there is something there, competitors are generally pretty smart for everything that way. But, go inside at least, get out of the way of it if there is actually something that's coming towards you, all the common sense stuff. But otherwise, it's just a little rain and it's not gonna, last more than about 5 or 10 minutes for the most part. So. David, she did click her heels 3 times and came back. So,
I will show y'all photos of me after this. It was not a pretty sight. Oh, like a freaking drowned rat.
And yeah, Michael, if we get a little wet, that's fine for the most part, as long as your trunk or the hatch or the SUV doesn't get wet. But colder weather for it, hey, your amps are going to run better. Your subs are probably going to be louder. And honestly, if it's a cold front that's coming through, that's even better because obviously cold air is heavier than wet, humid air. So, but it would be nice to have some cold air out there rather than the hot air. Hot air rises, man. It's not as dense. It's not going to be as loud more often than not. Not always, but it would be nice.
Good evening, sir. Good to see you in here. Excellent builder. All right. Did we get all the way through the shows?
Flying with Mary Poppins. God, I would love to see something like that happen. Yeah, that is, let's see. Your show in Anniston. Ultimate Audio and Fab on Friday night. The Beatdown in Benton. Richard's Toys for Tots. The Bass on the Beach. Anniston. That is everything for this weekend. We got 5 shows this weekend. Next weekend, we got a couple more Bass War shows happening. You got your JR Tint show. Jimmy and Sonia got a little bit happening with a toy drive in Lenexa, Kansas. Richard's got a show in 2 weeks again. He's got like 1, 2, 3, 4. He's got 4 shows listed right now that are within the next, actually 3 shows listed that are within a month and a half of right now, basically, between now and the new year. And then he's got some listed already for next year as well, as do you. So if you're looking for shows, folks, get in touch with us now. This is, I'm going to repeat all of them. And the more publicity you get, hopefully, the more people we get.
That's right.
So
it's like at the very beginning of the show, we had show promoter for Laying in the Shade in here.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be a 3-day show in Mississippi. That's going to be a big show because that's a mini trucking show. I'm all about it. You tell me I can spend 3 days with mini trucks, I'm there.
Well, which one though? Or is that going to be both? Because I'm seeing the days. I'm seeing April looks like it's Friday and Saturday, or the one in May.
It's the one in May. Billy has not taken down the other one. Good evening, Mike. I heard you got accepted to Team Sundown. Congratulations, sir.
Mike, good evening. Trying to get flights for Texas. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. If you're flying somewhere for a show, hopefully you got someone bringing your car as well, because flying a car has got to be expensive as hell.
This car's at my house. I can't take it.
Get a big trailer, put it right behind that little Scion that you drive.
No, I'm leaving the Scion here too.
See, no faith in it. I'd put a trailer on my Festiva if I could find a hitch for it.
Actually, the Scion's down for a little rebuild. And when I say little, I might just go ahead and let God take over on that one. Because it's coming. I wasn't happy with that car at finals, so I know it's coming. Yep, his car's in pieces.
Oh, David, that's
Most of the pieces are in my
yeah,
garage.
that's an understatement for a lot of cars this time of year, especially up here. I mean, it's nice that I can put everything away for a while, pull it into the garage, pull seats, pull carpet, pull up panels, find out what's ripped, if anything, repair, whatever. But if you're able to hold shows year round, it's it's more of a
Hard.
pain then because I get time to repair things right now. If you got a show this weekend and you got a show in another 2 weeks, you might not be able to find the part, or you might not be able to get it repaired fully to the way that you want. You might not be able to get it repaired or painted or whatever. That can be
The
more of a
first
pain.
time I heard somebody say they were putting their base car away for winter and taking all the equipment out of it, I was like, what and why?
I wouldn't.
It
But that's
didn't
me.
make sense to me, not at all. We
If
base
it's,
year round down here.
if
If
we
I,
have a weekend where it's not, oh, I don't even want to say that it's nice out, where it's not super cold. If it's 15 degrees out, chances are I'm probably driving the base car around. If it's 20 degrees out and there's no snow out there, yeah, I'm driving it. It's, you know, I don't have any worries about it. And when I get in, it's 20 below, all knobs to the right. I don't
I
wait for
use
stuff to
mine to
cool
take my
down or
kids
anything, and I
to
never
school.
have a problem. Yep. Soon to
Mr. Matthew
be
McRae is going all the way to Texas,
soon to be upgraded there, Mr. McRae. Soon to be upgraded. I won't say with what yet.
but man, have you noticed when a competitor will follow you across the country how special that is? Oh my God, I love that. Yeah, you live 5 minutes from me, but you're going to Texas? Okay.
An LS swap and a Festiva wouldn't be, well, might actually be the first, but I don't know. There's a couple weird things that are out there that people have done.
Now, see, I agree with Brett. I ain't doing no
Yeah,
full rebuilds.
I will pull out the box and the amp and leave the wire in it, but that's about as bare as the car will get.
Good
But then again,
evening.
I never have the seats in it, so even when I'm cruising around town, there's a driver's seat and that's it. If anyone wants a ride somewhere, it's small enough where they can just grab the top and hold on. It's kind of like a stunt
Wow.
vehicle.
Good evening, Justin.
There we
Good
go,
to see
Justin.
you this week.
Hey, Justin, have I seen your name on the membership list yet?
Yes, speaking of, I know a lot of my guys still need to get their memberships. So let me do
Hmm.
this. Handle it, folks.
Holy cow! Where is the zip code starting in 37?
Somewhere near Alabama.
I just happened to cruise down to where I thought I'd be looking at Justin's number and saw someone already has 370061, meaning we have 61 different competitors in that particular area already. Another one here, 370055.
I think 3-6 is Mobile.
I was going to say, is 36 down there as well? Because 35007,
3-5 is Middle Alabama.
I'm seeing a 37 there. I'm seeing a 53. That means there's a lot of competitors out there in those particular areas, which is really nice to see. Unfortunately, up here by me, well, let's see, there's me, 58000001. And yes, I did emphasize that one for a reason because I don't live there anymore, but that number stays with me.
All right,
And
Justin, be sure to make your shows count that you're going to.
exactly, I'm looking at 3 0001s in a row. And the ironic thing is it's Billy Temple, Brad Manning, and Brandon Erickson. They all have 0001 for their numbers. Means they're the first person, or
Yes.
possibly the only person in that particular zip code range. So
Okay.
if they move, it
Let's
stays moving.
pause for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. John Ray has finally picked out some subs for Old Silver. This has only taken 2 months, and every waking second that he has had to stop overthinking it and just pick one.
But
there hasn't been a brand that he has named that, man, he just went through them all. I was like, man, you're just overthinking it. Just throw your money at one of them at this point. Yes, about time. We are dying to see that truck back out. And I know if he don't get some subs there, it ain't going to be playing.
well, if you wanted some SDDN 12s, I know a guy.
You know where 24 of them are? Oh, and
Yeah,
cheap.
I could
Cheap.
probably find 24 of them if I had to and had enough money.
All right, John Ray, you going to tell them what subs? Good evening, Mr. Judge. How are you? Saw
Brandon.
some of your demo wars from your show. Looked incredible. Good job on that. Oh, yeah. We know you got some Orions up in there.
Matthew, we
I
got
offered to loan this man a set of Sundowns when he blew his Orions. And he looked at me and goes, they ain't red. I can't do it.
I've
He's
done similar
loyal.
things where in the lane I've looked at my fellow competitor and said, dude, it sucks that you blew your amp and we don't have a fuse here for it, but you want to run Team No Fuse with my amp? And yeah, I've pulled my stuff out and lent it over to someone in the same class, actually.
I cannot wait to see him, Matt, show up as a vendor for his show.
There you go.
He kept going back to that brand a million times. That's going to be amazing.
And Matt's is always some nice stuff. Heard the old school juggernauts a couple of times. They make some beefy subs out there. That's not to say that other people don't, but
Michael, congratulations on Bella's score. Man, she did amazing in the lanes. I think she's doing like a 58 now in a power wheel.
I was going to say, is that the Power Wheel score that I saw over the weekend that Billy posted for us finally?
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Nice.
Baby girl is louder than me. All right, there's y'all's answer.
The new Juggernauts 4500 RMS, which sounds like a lot.
Until you own something like Old Silver, and then it's like, that sounds about right. Because he's running in that amps too. So he's got plenty of power on tap.
Yeah, that's something else there, Michael, that people might not realize. Those Power Wheel scores, for the most part, most of our Power Wheel scores are going to be a 30-second average. So you're doing 158 for 30 seconds. Means you're probably peaking, well, certainly above a 60, but 30-second average for our Power Wheels, 158.
Baby girl's getting it. Oh
Damn.
my God, I love that.
That's loud in any way you look at it.
That's respectable at any level. I
Heck
don't care.
yes.
I don't care if your truck's empty. Come on out. We'll give you demos.
We can do demos for anything. Even if we don't run the demo classes all the time, there are people there that'll give you a demo. Show up, find out what other people have, make friends.
Definitely.
We'll find out exactly what everybody can do one way or another. Or better yet, we'll have, as I'm just kind of scrolling through the scores right now for some of the other classes that are out there, where I am seeing less than a dB between first and second place right now in a couple, 3, 4, 5, 6 categories and counting. Less than half a dB in a couple of them. So the competition, even though we're only about a month and a half, 2 months old right now, the competition is fierce already here, people. Make sure your build
Okay.
is solid. Get out there, get in the lanes. Find out how
All
good
right,
you think
Matt.
you are.
Want to run deathmatch? I got you this weekend. I'll run with you. Y'all watch me blow some shit up.
I'd run deathmatch.
I feel it coming.
I wouldn't do well in deathmatch, but I'd probably do about a 41, 42 average for 3 minutes.
Oh, well, that's the thing. I don't care how well I do as long as he has somebody to compete against him.
I know when I get out of my car and I show up at the shows, my ears are ringing all the time. So, but then again, basically about the only show that I go to with my little car is about 80 miles away. So it's getting cranked the whole way there. It's doing some ZZ Top or some Rush or Chicago. It's doing classic rock the whole way there. And when I pull in, I might get into some Pantera or some Slayer or something, but it's going to be playing classic rock almost the whole time.
Nice
If I were
to
to
see you,
rebase
Sam.
something for it, man, probably a couple dB higher.
Man.
That's something else that Matthew just put up on there. First show with a new battery. Needs a new bass line. That brings up my testing that I always harp on everybody about. You change something. You change the battery. Maybe it's better. Maybe it's not. Start taking notes. Anytime you change anything,
Well,
start the
he
testing.
is such a good competitor that he just went and bought a term lab. He bought Jake Luke's term lab.
That's a change in the system as well. Start testing.
He knows it's all about some testing.
It is. Oh yeah, Derek. For me, ZZ Top, the blues rock is, I'm old. I'm 50. I grew up with the classic rock sound from my cousins and whatnot from the late 70s, early 80s when I started listening to music, and really got into ZZ Top, Rush, Yes, Aerosmith, Boston, a lot of bands like that in about 85. Most of them were kind of past their prime. Some of them hadn't quite reached it yet, but that's what I'm listening to 90% of the time.
That tends to be what I play for Demo Wars because that's back when music was usually clean.
Yep. I'd listen to some Air Supply. I'll listen to some Chicago, Little River Band.
I heard this so much that it ain't even funny. Mayhem, about 30 seconds in, they all turn ghost white. You don't think a minute's long until you got to do a whole minute full tilt. Then it's terrifying.
That's when you hold it at 2 clicks below what the max is and you let it play for about 20 seconds and you're like, okay, I really shouldn't do this, but you turn it up just a little bit more, and you're good to go. Then all of a sudden,
All right, we got another one coming for Deathmatch and Mayhem.
hey, there you go.
He must have some really good batteries in his.
Takes power to make the power. If you don't know what to do for your batteries, call up some of the companies that are out there. Send them a message. I know the guys
Definitely.
at Excess Power and JY, a couple others that are out there. They will talk with you about what specifically will work best for you. They're the ones who are going to know a lot better than I will.
That would be
415s in an Impala.
in Georgia.
Old Impala or new Impala there, TJ?
I think it was a newer one.
Okay. By older, I meant like, 70s, 80s with a trunk. Big trunk. Not the small little...
No, it's a newer
Not
one.
the small little thing they make now.
Damn good demo.
Nice.
All right, show off.
5.
Who needs batteries? He got 5 alternators.
5.
Yep, speaking of batteries, let's go ahead and throw a pitch out there for him. Bobby Mansfield makes batteries, y'all.
5, 6, 7, 8. I'm fairly certain. Let's see. I'm counting 8 pulleys right now, but I'm pretty certain that Alma Gates, when she was running the Bronco, had 10. So anything under 8 is for amateurs.
Okay, y'all just go ahead and just, make me feel bad about myself for driving a Toyota with a single alternator life. Yeah. Y'all keep throwing that up.
That too. Hey, at least your Scion had a bigger alternator than my Festiva. The Festiva, when it was born, I think it either had a 55 amp alternator and 63 horsepower, or the opposite way. I don't remember. So
yeah, I think the upgraded alternator before I found Singer and Brand X and all of them, I think the one I was using was 110. And man, I was smoking them left and right at shows. But you buy a lifetime warranty on it, they got to replace it.
that's true. That is the nice thing. Well, that's also kind of the nice thing about some of the local shops as well. If you've got Pep Boys, Advance Auto Parts, your local car shops where they're going to ask you 5 questions: year, make, model, color, engine size, which none of those, well, 2 or 3 of those don't really matter. But, at least you can get home with most cars that we still use. So
Yep.
keep your factory alternator. Put it behind the seat. It'll save you sometime.
I've had to drive home on battery power. Blow an alternator at a show and just drive home on battery power. Hoping and praying. 200 miles? Yeah, I got it.
Yep.
We can do this.
I've done something similar. Had to call up a buddy, and twice my partner in crime, Phil, had to come and rescue me. Once he drove 3 hours through a rainstorm, twice, once on the way to get me, and once then after he got me and we came back up to the Sioux Falls area. And another time when my alternator went out.
Hey, Sam, your show is Saturday, correct? In Tuscaloosa? He has a Toys for Tots show, and I do plan on trying to make it. It's just in a place I can't go because loud people follow me. I'll have to go and be quiet.
Why would they follow you? You're not that loud yet.
No, they think I got the meter turned on.
Well, for that, just throw the meter at them and, give them a mayhem score that's 6 feet out the window as you're parked at the stoplight and they're at the stoplight. That's, you know, call it the
All right,
grandma class still because it pisses off grandmas, but.
Sam, go ahead and send me a flyer for your show, and I will post it up and see if we can get some more people from Tuscaloosa. And I'll go and try to buy some toys. Now, see, I would love to have that set up.
There you go.
Man, I'd love that. Go glue that dust cap back on. Hush, boy. I am back up and playing. Immediately threw a fucking dust cap.
And Justin, you might be if you're not on the main Base Wars site because I am copied this over to mine, or if you're not on Melissa's, you might be the only one in there.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
Hey, trophies are always nice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, speaking of trophies, Billy brought up trophies on Monday night. Logistical issues is all I'm going to say. We had something planned. He had something planned. He's working on something now.
Yep. We will get y'all's finals trophies to you as soon as we possibly can. We never expected for materials to be back ordered.
Yeah.
They say they get it once
materials
a week. We
it's weird to
expect
say
it
the
once
least.
a week. But y'all might get something better. Sure sounded like it.
Sounded to me like Billy had a couple of different ideas and that they all kind of were really good. I haven't actually spoken with Billy in probably about 3 months because, one, I don't ever have any issues. My shows run, like clockwork.
And I call Billy twice, 3 times a week.
They might not start on time, but they finish on time. Especially
I know
if
he
they're,
looks at his
especially if they're
phone and
still on
goes,
the
"Oh, damn." Thank you, sir. I'll get it posted immediately after the show.
You didn't even send in a photo, David. Come on, man. You're in here all the time. You should send in photos of everything that you change in your car.
Oh,
Send
well,
in
that's the
just the
thing.
radio even sometimes.
Every time you go to take a photo of David near his car, for some odd reason, his eyes shut. I don't know what it is, if he's just camera shy or what, but I am yet to see a photo with his eyes open.
All right, I'm kind of paging through a couple people's Facebook profiles here. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle truck is pretty cool. I haven't seen hydraulics on a truck in a long time. Sam, that looks nice.
Oh, okay.
And your red S10
And
as
when
well.
Sam put some audio in his stuff, man, that would be awesome.
The red S10 looks good as well. I had an old S10 that was very similar to that, but take off the bed cap and put on some bed rails instead. And change the color just a little bit.
Of
Works
course
well.
we are. Man, we nosy.
Well, I gotta be nosy. I don't see all these cars all the time, so that's one of the nice things. And having a big enough monitor like I do, I can open up about 8 different windows on it and still not lose anything for the most part. So, and yeah, we're always testing for finals, David. You know that. I don't tell people what I do all the time. Hell, I don't even tell my mom what I do all the time for that kind of stuff. She'd
You
be
know,
telling
just
all her blue-haired friends, and all of a sudden, 40 people in her apartment building would come out with their walkers and their motorized wheelchairs, and they'd want to hear it.
now see, the winners are actually testing now for finals. They're already on it.
Oh yeah, There's not a bad day to test because you
that's
don't know
what
what
it
finals
takes.
is going to be like next year. Test every day if you can.
Just
Every
because
weather.
we just finished with finals doesn't mean you can stop testing.
Nope.
There is no slow period for winners. You got to work. Yeah, you do.
You gotta
Oh,
fleet.
he ain't even seen the big one yet.
I think I saw 3 or 4 that were parked next to the red truck in a background, and I saw
Oh,
a few.
no. He's got something that takes up my whole damn driveway. I think it's a deuce and a half.
Broke the wheel.
Am I correct? Big old army truck. Man, that thing is huge.
I saw the picture of that.
They fill that thing up every year for Tuscaloosa's Toys for Tots.
Excellent.
He does a really, really good job on it. And it's a show I try not to miss. Matter of fact, that would be how come I have a Sunday show this weekend instead of a Saturday show. Because if y'all will let me know when other shows are, I can work around it so I can come. Because I love going to other people's shows too.
Well, we're still trying to get you up here for 7/12, but I know a couple others that are happening right around that same time. In fact, I actually have one. Hopefully.
Have they got 7/12 boom listed yet?
Like March 23rd.
My calendar.
No, that one is not listed yet, but it will be the weekend of the June 14th through the 16th. I know that Tajan, the gentleman who hosts that show for us at the Icky Nickel in Sioux City, he gave us that date about a month ago, maybe a month and a half. So we've got the date. We just don't have it scheduled yet, or at least Jimmy and Sonia don't have it scheduled yet. But it's on my calendar at least.
Okay, well, I got it on mine now.
Once they get that
all
all
right.
set up, be a really good Upper Midwest show. Oof.
I have not been invited to Triple Fest. I would love to go. We have had plenty of people that want me there. I'm waiting on the owner to invite me. I would love to be there. West Tennessee.
Oh, there's a couple shows like that, David, where the pages are there, but the event isn't scheduled on our page yet. So, Maryland, we're always live. You can catch us on Mondays with Jimmy and Billy. You can catch us, myself and Melissa, almost every Wednesday night.
Yeah,
we even take over a Monday night once in a while, as we did last week.
Pretty freaking loyal to this. We don't miss many dates. No.
Need more places for shows in West Tennessee. Mike, that has got to be the strongest Base Wars judge area that we have. We must have 4.
There's 5.
4 or I was going to say 4 or 5 judges in Tennessee alone. Reach out to them. All of them, actually. They're all named right now on our new guidebook that's out on the BaseWars.org.
Actually, for Tennessee, just contact Greg Kelly.
I was going to say, just contact Greg. He will take care of you.
He's got a really good YouTube channel.
There you go.
Meeting him in person for the first time was wow.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm like, I know who you are. And he was like, no, you don't. Yeah.
Yep, that's who you want to meet. David, you can't be serious. You're only doing 5 shows. Don't want to scare away the
Um,
competition. I can appreciate that, but come
David
on.
has a lot of metal work that has to be done this year. So, yeah, 5 shows will be good for him.
Five actually is a lot if you think about it. That's
But
trying to get one weekend off from June through
watch,
August. That can be difficult for some people.
about midway through the year, he's going to get all this done and do 5 shows in 1 month because that's what he did last year. Every month he made five.
My record was 7. Not Base War shows, different org, but about 6 years ago, I think I did 83 or 8,500 miles that year just in the upper Midwest. And it's a lot of driving. It was a lot of sleeping almost while driving or sleeping in the car, but it is fun to do. Never had a complaint and never crashed my car either.
Yes. And just to announce, we are doing Turn Down for What this year. I said I would never drive that far again. Y'all gotta quit letting me know about good shows because I'm on it. I want to go to every one of them if I can. But definitely going back to Turn Down for What. Just please, please don't let it snow again this year because it snowed on the way back and Billy had to drive my truck. That was terrible.
Snow is good. Come on, it's that cold, heavy air.
Okay. My Sequoia rides on big wheels. They're not made for anything but dry pavement. That's all they're ever made for. And Lord help, I was terrified. There we go. Mr. Greg Kelly's going to do Eastbound Get Down again.
There we go.
That's a big old show. Love it.
No, I've been looking at some of the stuff from Rogue Car Audio that's out there that Greg just mentioned. They make some nice stuff.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
That was kind of one of the things that I was doing a lot over the last weekend with Black Friday, Cyber Monday. I was looking at all kinds of stuff, and I will say that I just dropped $1,000 on wire.
Yeah. It's easy to do.
It's very easy to do when you're doing 2 cars, and it's not even my base rig,
Man,
and that
it's
does not include
easy to
terminals,
drop
the
a
battery.
whole lot of money on little stuff.
Yeah,
Like
oh,
a couple
definitely.
$100 on just reducers. That ain't nothing.
Easily.
And once you get accustomed to using that stuff, man, you start dropping money.
Sam,
God.
5 inches up here. We don't even shut down school for. We don't even come in 2 hours late for that up here, man. I got to post my Minnesota weather thing about what we do in the wintertime up here when it finally hits like 0.
Okay.
It's like we might put a sweatshirt on.
We live in a town where 2 snowflakes equals shut the whole damn state down. It don't matter where those 2 snowflakes landed. The whole state's gone. We all going inside and we're going to start drinking hot chocolate
No,
because there's a big difference in the South and the North.
yes,
Down
there
here
is.
in
No,
the
but
South, they don't know how to drive.
you got that right. I have twice been in. Well, I wouldn't exactly call it the South, but in the Tri-City area, Bristol, and once in Richmond. And surprisingly, both right around Easter time. And it snowed twice about 4 or 5 years apart, both of them in the early mid 90s. School was canceled in Bristol when it snowed on the following Monday. And the Friday or Saturday before Easter, that I was in Richmond, and this would have been in 95. Took a couple friends that were in the same class with me for the big red plug that I worked for at the time, Circuit City. We were out there for our corporate training, drove up to DC in a 3-cylinder Geo Metro, which I was able to get 15 people in at one point, which is a whole nother story. But they were scared as hell to drive in it. And I'm like, oh, no problem, guys. My car, let's go. Boom. And 80, 85 miles an hour the whole time. Never
All right.
had an issue. But
I'm
they
from
were
Tuscaloosa,
scared
Alabama.
shitless.
I cover Alabama and Georgia. We
don't
are
get
not a snow state.
You don't get snow.
Hey, there's my beautiful baby girl. Hey, sweetheart. Good to see you out. Can't wait to see you at a show.
Justin, if you can get me a show, then I'll be more than happy to. You and Dustin and Travis work on something. We'll do a Christmas tree show.
Yeah,
I would love to do a
Atlanta
Christmas
can
tree show.
snow, but not when I'm over there.
I'll even
We're
do
not
one on
doing
the Saturday before Christmas on my mom's birthday and bring mom out for it.
Message me what you need, baby girl.
Double
Got
A,
a bunch of them
triple A,
laying around the house.
9-volt,
Yeah, 9 volts. Yeah.
or
We work on
RC232s. No, actually, I don't. I got my box of double A's and triple. Actually, my box of double A's and triple A's are behind me.
Yeah, just let me know what you need, sweetie.
Got to fill up the toolbox tomorrow for the mice and everything. Seems that I have a lot of unfortunate computer users that are not as smart as they should be, who think that if their mouse doesn't work, they need a replacement when all they really honestly need is a new battery. And it's because they leave them plugged in all year.
But yeah, David was right with his comment. We can't drive in the rain, much less the snow. I live in a college town. We're doing good on a dry day.
What are you doing with a box of double A's? Well, let's see. Where's my, well, I'll show you my cordless or corded mouse, but I got so many damn cordless mice around here, man. Double A's and triple A's, they get used. Plus, they're great for speaker poppers as well. Heat them up on the ends just a little bit, put some solder on them, hook up your 16 gauge speaker wire, tick your speakers to find out the polarity. Cost me about $1 to do that. Wow. There is my friend Jenna from Fargo, who doesn't do anything with bass at all. But she's on here.
Well, just so you know, we're grateful for that.
Always. More people is good. Where on the coast is Base Wars going to be? Well, Rashawn, which coast? East or West? Or Gulf? Or Caribbean?
I think he's probably talking about the Biloxi show.
I was guessing the same. That particular show for Biloxi, it's always at the same spot.
Gulf Coast. All right. Let me pull up the name of the lighthouse because it's in my Google Maps.
I was going to say, I had it at one time, but I don't remember the name of it, but I should. Because I had to give directions to a couple people on it, but it's on Beach Boulevard. And it is, man, I still can't see the name of it. but it's by the lighthouse.
I can never remember the name of it.
I'm sure someone's going to have it up on our chat by the time we get back into it, but it's always in the same spot. Yeah, it's at the lighthouse. It's at the lighthouse. That's all you need to know.
I googled lighthouse when I got close to it, and it pulled right up. No problem. I'm
Yeah,
from
if
6
you're in the
hours
Biloxi
away
area, you'll
and
be able to
found
find
it,
it.
no problem at all. Once you pass the Coliseum,
Mhm.
you're there. If you've ever been to Scraping the Coast, you got it.
Right next door. Well, mile away.
Okay.
Yep. If you can find the lighthouse, especially at night, you know exactly where it is. Find a good hotel right next door to it, or a block away, 2 blocks away, you're good to go. Spend the night, make a weekend out of it.
Stayed at the Biloxi Hotel right across the street, and it was not bad at all.
Uh-oh. You're being invaded.
Yep. My little kitten that purrs at 20 hertz. I got a Bobby Mansfield cat. Man, he's amazing. Over here knocking everything down, though. And for anybody who's looking for a kitten, Bobby has one more available that is a little female. She's tiny. Somebody go get her before I go back and go get another kitten.
Can't. I'm too far away. You can't ship a cat Air Express, so
Oh, watch me.
Which is funny because you can ship.
Over in the box.
You can ship a body, but you can't ship a cat that way.
Have a good night, Mr. Holt.
Uh-oh.
Um,
Interested party.
The female he has is a little bitty petite calico cat. She is beautiful. So somebody please go get that kitten.
Oh.
I don't need another one.
Demetrius, what old tags are you looking for? I may have a few of the old original metal tags that are still out there.
Oh, I've got a few of those too. A few of them left in my stockpile. Oh,
I might simply hold on to them for a while as collector
I didn't
items.
mean to get Mike yelling at you.
No. What do you mean, hell no? Cats are nice.
Man, she's like me. She'll take in strays.
Oh. Marlon, go get some sleep, man.
Sweetheart, go get
You're
some
27
sleep.
hours. Go get some sleep, dude.
All right. Has anybody got any questions for tonight?
Kicker, third place medal plate. I might even have a couple of those.
I think I got one or two of those.
Hang on. I might have one of them sitting here.
Hey, baby.
Oh, look at that.
And I need to find a third place for one of our competitors that runs for Jimmy. He's got his build on a plate, but hasn't found the plate yet.
Got a first place competitor. Not one of the old originals, but a first, second, and third here. Oh, look at that. First place Stealth. That one, mine.
Man, I
First
love the way
place.
Greg put that.
Stealth with name and score. Mine.
Oh, those are cool.
That was one of the good ones. And the cool thing about that one, that
We
particular
just
one,
got a new shipment of plates,
the same
just
plate, 2 scores.
the
So front
plastic ones.
and
We got
rear
a new
on the
shipment of.
vehicle.
So we do have some new plates coming out.
Yeah. New plates are coming out. Billy
But that does
posted.
not mean to quit sending in photos of your builds, because we're going to need them
Yeah.
for the next batch that we will be ordering in January.
It's because we
And
go
if
through so
you
many of
would
them.
like to sponsor tag plates, please hit us up. It doesn't
Contact-
matter who you call, hit any of us up, because we need sponsors for these tag plates.
Yep.
Even if you own a little local shop, yeah, we're down for that.
Even if it's not necessarily even audio related.
Yeah.
If you do accessories, if you know someone that works at up here, there's a chain that I don't know how big Radco is, but they do all kinds of stuff. They will do interior and exterior accessories with running boards, tunnel covers, lights, grills, bumpers, all that stuff. If you know someone that works there, or if you work there and you happen to do audio on the side or something, talk to your manager. Or if you are the manager, hey, talk to your corporate boss. See if you can pony up some bucks for it. It's a good way to get free advertising, or not necessarily free
Exactly.
advertising, but it's a good way to get
Because
some advertising nationwide for your shop.
I was fixing to say, our plates go all the way over to California, all the way up north.
Yep.
It's like Southern Thunder was a sponsor for the last plates. Nobody in California knew who they were before those plates hit over there.
You got it.
And they get shown on Facebook every time somebody wins. All right. Good night, sweetheart. Man, I hope she starts coming back out to shows all the time. Yeah. You'd be amazed how far these tag plates go. And it's not just, it's not like the championship rings where they get one photo and they put the thing up. They show the walls later on.
Mm-hmm.
Now, see, this was a wild kitten about 2 weeks ago, and now he's a full-fledged house cat.
Now it's a house cat that makes himself at home. Probably sleeps on your head as well, like most of them do.
He's weird. He tries to dig me out from under the cover at night. He thinks the cover's gonna hurt me. The kitty's name is B Max because I got him from Bobby Mansfield, so I named him after Bobby's business. And I swear he purrs at 20 hertz. He's fabulous. This is what I've spent the last 3 weeks doing. I probably should have been building.
I would say the same, because I've had, let's see, I moved the Smurf out of the shop over to storage about a month ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago. And my Fit still doesn't have the rear vent window put back in yet. So I'm not even driving that. I would, I should be driving it by now, but I'm not motivated to get it fixed. I like driving my truck, but the gas prices up until about a week and a half ago, they were killing me.
Man, if it's
Especially
cold and wet outside, no, you can hang up me going out there, because I don't have a shop and my garage is full of equipment. So I kind of have to work out of the driveway.
That's kind of what Phil and I still do every once in a while. Even though we've got a shop, I had, it's not like there wasn't any room in there. We had room for, let's see, my Fit and the Smurf car and a couple of trucks that were in there at one point. Essentially, we had room for everything, but yeah, we still work outside a lot And
Mhm.
even when it's cold outside right now, we still do. Hey, there's Ryan.
Good evening, sir. Good to have you in here.
Ryan, from a demo from 4 years ago, I still can't hear out of my left ear from your tweeter. And yes, I did say tweeter because there was one, and that one was so damn loud.
When they're in but one, turn the gain up.
If you only got one, that's what you got to do. Hey, there's an awesome question.
Got it.
If you pay for your number, Keith, it is not going to be a new number. It will be the same number. You just have to remember what it is when you show up and get into the show. Make sure that Melissa or myself or whoever your judge is going to have it. Because if we don't have it, then Billy's not going to have it. And that presents a big issue for us trying to keep scores together. But if you have it, or if you remember it from last year or the year before,
right.
or whenever you did have it last, it's not going to change. That number will always be the same.
Here's the thing. All you need to remember are the last two digits. Your judge will know the rest of it. Just the last two digits will get you by. Two numbers. That's all y'all need.
Mm-hmm. And it's easy to remember. It's two numbers. It's 01 through 99. Once we get 99, then it'll be 1 through 100 or 200 or 300.
The first two digits are your state. The last two digits are who you are.
Yep.
That's it.
Wow, I got to ask Billy about this one. And I won't mention it now, but I now actually have a reason to talk to Billy.
I come up with a reason to talk to Billy every day, just about. There's something.
Never mind. I won't have to talk to Billy. It's a different name. I was looking at something else.
I was gonna see if we do have some website issues right now. Trust us, we are working on it the best we can. But y'all's membership numbers are there.
Mm-hmm.
Or they were last time I looked.
They are. I was just looking at them. Like I said, I know that Billy, Brad, and Brandon were all 001s.
Yes, the membership numbers are up currently.
Yep, those are current. That is one of the things that gets updated very frequently. Looks like Billy has been working on the shop side of things as well. Which I'll mention that as well here right now. DJ Dirty Bass. We have a USB stick from him. And it's pretty decent. It looks like
I haven't got to hear it yet.
It looks like we have one remaining.
Wow.
And I hope Billy sent out the ones that I ordered from it. But right next to that one is the Base Wars membership for 2024. So it's a nice little segue as well. Right. You click on that, and
David,
you'll fill out a little
form.
The top
10 are currently up right now.
Yep.
Y'all can go see the top 10 list as we speak.
Top 10 list is current. Actually, right now, everything that is on there is current. I'm even seeing the new link for the guidebook. I did find, and I'm sure Billy will hate me for saying this, I did find one last little spelling mistake in it. I probably should call him. But otherwise, that is up there. So if you're curious about classifications or how we determine where you should be, take a look at the guidebook. If you want to know what
Good
questions that I see all the
evening.
time, it's almost always, what class am I in?
Well, that one's a chaos class build.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it's a mean little car. Oh my God. You wouldn't think 218s would be that aggressive.
Ryan, it was bouncing off the other glass. And I thought about that as soon as I said it because I was looking to the left when I said it. But yeah, it was my right ear. It's still, there's some tinnitus happening. But that's 30 years of playing in bands and going to see live shows and doing bass and everything else.
Man, I live down here in Stunkwall Hill. Yeah, that ringing of the ears, it happens after shows.
It always does. Dang it, I'm fuzzing out again here. Why am I?
That'd be all right. There you
There
go.
we go. All right, Michael, I have to ask a 80s question. Do you have a brother named Coco? I'm sorry, man. I've been on this old school wrestling kick for a while, and when I saw your name come up on there, man, I just remember Coco Beware with his parrot running out in WWE wrestling all the time. Flashy neon colors like yellow and blue together, red and green together, and whatnot. Be great if your car was painted like that and had a big old picture of his bird on the front.
That's funny.
And Keith might do the same. When you're driving to work and that's the only quiet personal time you get for a while because it's 20 minutes to get to work, you're cranking up something all the time, man. My ears were always ringing. Good thing is I drive about 1,600 miles a week now, so my ears are ringing when I get to my customers' places. Shit, if I only did an hour each way, that'd be nice. I did 3 hours one way, 3 hours back, and I was out near Ryan and Justin and Dustin, my guys that checked in earlier, and yeah. It's nice having your own music all day in your vehicle, but I don't wish it on anyone. It's rough when you have to sit on your ass for 8 hours a day driving, and all you're doing is sitting there like this. And every once in a while, you look in your mirrors just to make sure that someone isn't there because you think you might fall asleep. That does happen.
Okay, well, I don't see a whole lot of comments coming in tonight. But when Keith says his mids and highs are loud, they very loud from across the parking lot.
It doesn't take a lot to get your mids and highs very loud. Ears are really sensitive to those higher frequencies, so might be something we should talk about maybe after Christmas. Flying for work. Oh. Man, if I could, David, I would.
Man, I would love to go buy a minivan. But y'all gonna pick on me if I do.
Melissa's minivan.
I know. I've become the soccer mom then.
It would be worse if you actually stepped out of like an Escalade or something because I'm told you're pretty short. So.
Oh, my Sequoia, I look like baby Mario jumping down out of that thing. It's freaking hilarious. When I go to get in my truck, I grab and pull myself up to the running board.
Get a step ladder and
yep. It's not even that tall.
Oh,
But I would love a minivan because it would be walls down both sides.
oh, Granny Gold even. Oh man.
I say I'd rock the hell out of that.
Oh,
Okay. Best is such a subjective word in what we do. All
what
right.
what what price
Gale
range? What
Force
do you
makes
want?
really good 6.5s. Rogue makes really good 6.5s.
Mm-hmm.
Sundown's making some really good 6.5s. Just about every company has mastered the 6.5 now. There are very few I don't like the sound of. But if you want to stay stock looking, there are so many brands.
And even then, what are you looking for? Do you want loud? Do you want clear? Do you want more
And my
mid bass out
suggestion
of them,
would
depending
be
on
go
your?
to a show and listen to them
Mm-hmm.
because
Definitely.
some are on the bright side, some have more mid bass. It's all going to depend on what you like.
Very true.
Because,
And one
man,
thing,
I
if you,
love my Hertz Melee Pros. But as soon as I had the Gale Forces in my hand, I no longer wanted to listen to those pros.
true. One thing to keep in mind also, Randy, when you're listening to them, don't be shy in asking if you're listening in my vehicle. I'll let you sit in the driver's seat, and you can control it. Listen to what you want to listen to. Don't necessarily listen to what I want, because it's going to be differently. It's going to be really different. But take a listen to a lot of different vehicles. Find something that is low power. Find something that's high power. Find something that you like listening to. In my case, I've mentioned ZZ Top and Rush a couple of times tonight. That's what
And
I'd be listening to.
and just so you know, they do make grills if you run into the situation to where you need grills. There
Hmm.
are a lot of companies out there making custom grills right now.
Sure.
Just almost anybody with a 3D printer can make you some custom grills.
Yep.
But
And if
I
you don't
agree
want to
with
go,
that. Grandbabies will kick the doors in.
hmm yeah. And if you want to go back with and I don't want to call them the old school group, but if you want to go, Alpine Pioneer, Kenwood, something like that, that's been around for 20, 30 years, there's not that much of a difference between the old and the new, other than the way that they sound. Their component makeup is going to be a little different. A little bit softer sound from some
And
manufacturers, a little bit more
and
tinny or
honestly,
bright from
as
others.
far as like a budget speaker,
Yeah.
you can't beat them kickers. They sound good.
Kickers will almost always sound good. Fosgate Pros, as Keith
Mhm.
just mentioned there as well, to mention another older brand. God, I could name off 30 of them just by going to
Oh gosh,
one
yes.
website right
Those
now.
are another one of my favorites too.
Yep. C2s are great sounding and relatively modest for price as well. So,
Hell, I've still got a set of the XXRs in one of my vehicles. And man, those things sound so good, I don't want to take them out.
lots of good possibilities out there for it. So,
Go to a
best
show, listen to the speakers,
best
and
thing to do,
ask them,
listen to
just turn
everybody.
the bass off. Let me listen to your highs and your mids.
Hmm.
You can't go wrong doing that. Because I'm not going to buy some door speakers until I hear them in somebody else's vehicles.
True.
God, those are great too.
Very, very true. Chances of
But
finding the speaker right away as well, man,
yeah,
probably not likely. Listen to as many as you can. That's the best advice. Listen to as many as you can, and with what you know for music.
Oh, we got a new Pride car coming out.
Oh. Oh. New
All right, y'all.
project to Daytona. I might have to take a trip down to Daytona.
Start watching because he'll post it up as he's going along with this build. So there is a new Pride car in the States. And man, those boys don't play when they build. See? Yes, sir. I'm going to bring
Yep.
you a set of the Gale Forces and let you hook a set up to hear them. He's got, this guy right here he has a really pretty Harley Bagger bike. Man,
Nice.
I can't wait to get some stuff on it. And being that JR Tent and Audio is a Gale Force dealer, yeah, we're going to make that happen. We're going to turn that bike into a crowd pleaser. Because, man, they're doing some incredible stuff at the bike shows now.
Oh,
You
definitely.
got how hard you want to play with those boys.
Speaking of Alexi's stuff that he's bringing to Daytona, if you haven't seen some of the door panels that are in Alexi's vehicle, you're missing out.
If you haven't seen any of the Pride vehicles,
Yeah,
y'all need to go chase those boys down. Those things
you're
are,
simply missing out if you haven't seen any of his stuff. It is
oh my God,
fantastic.
they're amazing. Well, I can bring a car down to UAF and let you hear some.
Keith, I'm
'Cause
kind
I
of the
don't
same.
even think I played them when I was down there. UAF has all these big, massive stunt walls. So when I go down there, I don't even tend to turn mine on. And man,
I
hell,
haven't heard
those
him at all
boys
up
are
here yet,
so
but
loud.
I don't think too many people up here have heard of Gale Force before. So I will I'm gonna have to make either a Southern show or I might just have to order up a pair myself and throw them in a car and take a listen.
Well, hit me up. I'll cut you a good deal on a set. But you're going to have to wait until
I don't want to wait. I want to know.
December 15th through the 18th when the new shipping container gets here because we sold out. Matter of fact, 2 container fulls have already been sold out. Them bike boys hit us hard. Alan Palmer is doing such a great job with that company.
David, you can make it. You've got plans for 5. You can make 6. I'm going to be on you on that for until finals, man. Did you make your 5 shows yet? Did you make your 5 shows yet? It's just going to be repetitive, man.
All right. If you go on the website, they are sundown rated. I would say double down on power on. Because they rate them just like sundowns. And they will handle twice what you got wrote down. Just don't overpower the horn part. They are bi-ampliable for the F3s. Don't overpower the horn part. Man, them things get loud.
Oh, those look really nice too.
Oh, they're beautiful. And
I'm looking at the F3 6.5 right now. God, that's a beautiful looking speaker.
And the F1s have hit the market. We have those out.
Want to become a dealer? Yes, I do.
Do you want to become a dealer? We'll talk after this show.
I should get a little bit of info.
I'll give it to you after the show because I'm the one you talk to for this.
Might have to talk to my buddy Phil and say, hey, Phil, we're selling this stuff too.
Okay. Well, you won't have to sell it. This stuff sells itself. You're going to love it when the bike guys come in. And yes, we do put them in extremes. I did a stunt wall with them. They sound incredible. But it's not a Gale Force show, so let's get back to the Base Force stuff. Anybody got any questions for Base Force? Because I can sit here and talk Gale Force all night long.
Oof, 5 shows in 7 or 8 classes. Okay,
Yes.
four music, mayhem or crowd loud. That's 5. A burp class and
Trump
Fort Worth.
car. So he's going to play in all the trunk classes, do his normal burp and Godfather, maybe bump up the Kingpin, and then go to Leashed and Unleashed. Man, he had so many classes last year, it was hard to find them all.
That sounds like the way that a couple competitors up here do it. They'll enter in all the music classes, a burp plus Port Wars, and I'm like, just give me $200 and you can run whatever you want. Trunk and no wall for 24. Gotta say, you can't do that in other orgs, unfortunately,
All right.
but in ours you can. It's kind of fun.
With you being a sniper build, I will find you a music class to run. But we can find you more classes. That I can promise you.
And more competition.
Man, I can't find him any competition. He had 2 other sniper builds in the area, and neither one of them even showed up for finals. It's like, man. And they were qualified.
Might have to.
But yes, we're going to try to find you some sniper class. We can't leave you out there by yourself.
Well, we can leave them there in second place if I take first. I'm only 40, let's see. I'm only 43.5 dB behind right now. But that was on AM radio. I'm already making excuses. Look at that. How typical of a judge to already be making excuses.
Miss AK-47 Photography, she runs a single Pride sub, and man, she gets good numbers out of that. She's got a nice little build.
There are some really good 3K amps out there as well. The 3K class is what I used to run before Billy changed the that we're not counting the port scores anymore, or port size anymore, which that happens to be quite a popular question as well, because a lot of people can't figure out their port area. I don't know how you guys are building your boxes and gals.
But me trying to add up a catfish port, I ended up having to call him on the phone. Billy, where does this go? And he was like, we're going to fix this for you next year. And man, I
just look at it and here's my measure tape. It's this big by this big. That's the size of your port. If it's got curves and stuff in it, I don't care. It's this big by this big. That's how big it is. If you had some really wacky port, I was not going to take the time and do the math. I just made you do what you did and said, all right, it's 53 square inches. Yep, you're over by 10. Sorry.
Well, I can't wait. This man is going to pull a semi truck up in the lanes. He messaged me as soon as I said I was going to Texas. He goes, hey, what class does a semi have to run? Oh, we don't have those commercial vehicle rules. You're going to run with everybody else. Get ready. Buckle up.
Man, if you did it right with the right amount of power and took up the whole sleeper area, you could put in like probably 24 inch and have about, let's see, 24 times 10. You could have about 250,000 watts of power in there. And I bet you could play 3 hertz.
Hey, and if y'all need to know how these Gale Force sound, ask Mr. Wes Strickland. He runs them. Good evening, sir.
Good
Evening,
morning.
Mike. Good to see you in here. Yeah, I agree. She would love that. She would absolutely love that. He still got a bed up in his. That's okay. We will run it no matter what it's got in it. I don't care what you pull up in the lanes. Just pull up. That's all I need.
I will find a class for anybody. Let's put it this way. There is not a vehicle out there, boat, motorcycle, Power Wheels, trike, car, truck, van, tank, armored car
I don't care.
that we can't find something for.
I'm going to find you a class, and both you and I are going to be happy with the class you land in. If you can't burp the thing, we got a music class for you.
Yeah.
We got 44 classes. You're going to fall somewhere. Hey, look at there.
Oh, there you go.
Yes, those F1s, man, they're inexpensive, but man, they look good. They sound good. And I love that they're shallow because we have the big beefy F3s, and now we actually have something that's shallow enough for regular replacements without modifications.
Nice. Man, trying to see if we got anything else here.
Probably not. We went over the shows.
I was
Want to
gonna say, we
go
got
quick rundown of the
5
shows
shows.
again, since we have so many of them?
Definitely. We got Base on the Beach, Biloxi this weekend coming up. We have your show coming up this weekend as well, which is in Anniston. We have the Beatdown in Benton, which is a Toys for Tots show.
Mm-hmm.
We've got way out on the West Coast, for some of us, in Fresno. Richard has a Toys for Tots show happening at Audio Concepts in Fresno. And of course, Friday night, because it is the first Friday of the month, which also happens to be Friday the 1st, UAF is having their every month, first Friday of the month show. And that one starts at 6 o'clock. So again, if you got neon on your vehicle or you got some special lights, it's a nighttime show.
Mine will be an evening show on Sunday too.
I was going to say, yours looks like it could possibly be an evening show as well. It starts at, the schedule says 2 o'clock, but
Yep. And
From
it's going to
2 to
go
8.
into the evening.
nice. 2 to 8 is always a good time
Yes, baby
frame.
girl.
Off work as
And
well if you do happen to work on a Sunday.
if you want to go to Texas, be ready to leave Thursday.
That'll be a long drive for you. Speaking of Texas, next weekend, Melissa, you got
Mm-hmm.
your JR Tint and Audio show. That's down there in Texas. That's in Trope, Texas. Is it Troop or Trope?
True.
Okay. Troop, Texas next week. JR Tintin Audio. Also, Jimmy and Sonia on Sunday, not Saturday, on Sunday, Lenexa, Kansas. They're having their toy drive.
All right, y'all gotta load them up with toys. I want to see so many toys that we can't even see Sonya at the desk. Please.
Bring toys regardless if it's a toys or not show. Just bring them. People will take them. They will not turn you away if you're bringing toys. Believe me.
No. Y'all load them up. I don't care if you bring them in by the truckloads. Please. Get out to some of these shows and give back to these kids. They need y'all.
Definitely.
This is where the base heads stand out. We can give back and we can be good. We don't always have to be seen as hoodlums and nuisances. We can do good things. So y'all gotta load them up with these toys. Do what you gotta do.
Have fun at the shows as well. Ask questions if you're new.
Kill me with that word. The first time, every time she says that, I look at her and say, huh. You can ride with me if you would like. I didn't even know what the hell she meant by that. It's a Louisiana thing. And I went over there for a show, was there all weekend. And so many people were saying that. And I kept turning around going, huh? What? I'm from Alabama. I shouldn't have been that damn confused.
Now you know how I feel every time I hear a Southerner talk. Or you know how I feel when you guys have to listen to me. Someone up here told me I had a Minnesota accent, and I'm like, no, I don't.
No, we love your voice.
Well, Jimmy said or I kind of said it's that smooth jazz soul voice for Monday night on Jazz Central here in South Dakota. We actually have a guy who does Jazz Nightly from 8 to 10 o'clock on South Dakota Public Radio. And he's got this real nice, cool voice, but mine sounds better.
Oh, definitely. You got a voice for radio.
Voice and face for radio.
Y'all gotta quit messing with me.
Yeared.
I don't even know what that means. And like everybody over there knew what it meant but me.
I think I've heard it maybe twice. Yeah, we don't talk that way here.
I don't.
Although I do get it.
Well, here's what's funny. She waits and she lets me, forget about it. And then she'll bring it up in regular conversation. So I'm just standing there dumbfounded in front of everybody. Man, she picks on me hard about it.
Man. I wonder, do we have? No, I don't even see that either. Oh yeah, Drew, your question. There we go. The one music class, as Wes kind of mentioned, that is like welfare or one of our demo classes. We can do kind of SQ classes that way, but we'll walk around the vehicle and take a listen to it. If it sounds good, we'll let you know. If it doesn't, well, we'll let you know that too.
Yeah, Demo Wars is judged by 3 people that we choose as judges.
Mm-hmm.
And the only question I usually ask them is, are you involved with any vehicle out here? And as soon as I find 3 that say no, those are my judges.
Yep. I'm not going to pick someone that sells something that's in the vehicle. It might be biased. I probably won't choose myself either, unfortunately. Because I know I would be biased.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I like them super tuned.
Lazy Tom.
I love you, girl.
David, there's
Absolutely love
another
her.
band I listen to, man. Damn Yankees. Great band.
Oh man.
Well, there you go, man. Keep entering that class then,
Congratulations.
Drew. Keep entering that class. If that's the one that you win first in, keep doing it.
Absolutely keep doing it. It also means you can tune well.
Mm-hmm.
Because that ain't an easy class to win in. Not at
No, it
all.
is not. If people listen to exactly what you've got going on in it, it can be a very difficult class to
And
win.
if I remember correctly, he's doing it in a Toyota 4Runner.
Nice. Decent vehicle for sound, especially the old ones.
Yeah.
And especially if you had Mark Eldridge kind of money at the time. Team Kicker way back when, Team PPI way back when, Team JBL way back when.
Yep.
Man,
Infinity
guy was,
Kappas
yep.
in the 4Runner. Okay, so I did remember the vehicle.
Kappas are nice sounding speakers. I will give Infinity that. They haven't changed much on them in 30 years. They are still really nice, smooth sounding speakers.
Yep, you got to get your highs done. You all bass right now.
Don't need highs.
Boy,
We only measure to 53 hertz.
he just spent 30,000 in bass. Ain't even done his door speakers yet. Well, shit, he's probably got $5,000 in the radio in that thing. Just being able to put it in with all the kits and everything, that car wasn't easy at all. He's got a center speaker. I believe that's the only one that's hooked up too.
Man, you could have had the single 3.5 inch in the dash or that single 4x10 in like an old 70s Dodge truck or something, man. Come on. That was sound quality back then, let me tell you.
Oh. Alan didn't even pick you. Oh my God.
It's time for the close up, Melissa. Close up.
All right now.
All right. Well, I am looking at, I was going to say, cars for no drift. There you go. My car doesn't drift.
Yes, ma'am. I will see you soon.
Would be funny as hell to see like a little Escort or a Festiva or old Toyota Tercel or something like that out there as a drift car.
Oh,
this little box on wheels out there.
We can't afford to go fast and be loud. Good Lord, give us a break now.
That's why I only paid $200 for the car. It's not fast, nor is it loud.
I'm still working on trying to figure out how to get loud. I don't need to kill myself trying to learn how to drift too.
I can teach you. It's all in the feet. Manipulating the clutch. It's all in the feet. It's either that or we got to have you come up here in about a month and a half or so when we have some snow on the ground. We'll find the Walmart parking lot at 2 a.m. and teach you how to drift properly in the snow.
It amazes me how many people cannot drive a stick shift car now.
Oh.
I had to ask people to move my car at shows, and they bring my keys back to me. I just automatically start laughing when they do that. I know what happened to them.
Kids. All these young little whippersnappers out there. recently bought a Prius.
Um,
Oof.
yeah, you're gonna need quite a bit of lithium for that sub because you're gonna
Yeah.
need to power down.
And it's not necessarily so much with the hybrid install on it. It's with the interface more so than anything else in that, Drew.
Hmm.
There
But
are
yes,
weird,
we can find you some help, dear.
yeah, there are weird things that
Definitely.
happen.
One day message Shannon Boone.
Yeah.
He's good advice for cars like that. Greg Kelly would be good advice for cars of that nature. Anthony de Naples is good advice for that. Shit, there's a bunch of them out there. But yes, we can get you some help with that one.
We could drift to Silverado still, AK. I'll drift my Dodge right next to it. Yeah, and that as well, David. Yeah, if you've got a weird car, be prepared to spend some money that is out there. It come obviously we've been doing this for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, whatever. If we don't know the right people to get us the interface, it probably isn't made because there are very few cars that I can't find an interface for. Although I'm working with Phil on a 2003 or 4 Mercedes that we're having a hard time finding something that old. But
there's another great photographer.
There are things out there.
We've had 2 really, really good photographers in here tonight that specialize just in car audio and cars in general. Hello, Matt.
There's Matt.
Good to always see Matt. Been seeing a couple of them Astro vans that he was storing actually headed out.
Decent vehicles for a modest price and a modest amount of power as well, depending on what your plan is.
All right. Just so you know, I have 2 of the level 6 18s in my truck. I have 2 though. I had them on a 12K and it was not enough. I would buy a bigger amp. That's a hell of a sub and it wants power. They take 9K on a burp. It takes a lot to move them subs. I'd never ran a sub that big when I bought them and thought, yeah, that 5500 is going to do great on those 2 subs. They didn't move.
I was going to say they barely moved.
No, they made a little bit of noise. They didn't move. I bought an amp that day. So you're going to need a lot of amp with that. Most everybody in here would have what we call sound quality loud. Because all of us try to do sound quality, but lean heavy on that meter. So we're trying to ride that fine line of I can burp really well, but still sound good doing it. So most of us really like sound quality because we still want to play some music. Most of us want to get out of the lanes and go demo.
Or if you're looking for that distance, check out our Crowd Loud scores. 6 feet out, basically the next lane over at a red light. 140, 144, 130 out of a trunk.
Don't say that. You're going to have Taylor up in here.
Man, I was going to say, I'm not seeing the name on there yet, and I'm kind of wondering where he is. Where is Taylor on this? He's not on here yet.
Man, you type it in like that and Taylor's just going to magically appear.
We could do that.
All right. Here's some advice for your
there you
friends.
go. Yeah.
And if you see somebody that messages in the group chat saying, you know, they know how to help, that means they don't mind if you hit them up in the inbox. Be polite, get your information, don't waste their time, and please take the advice they give you if it's good. Because most of these guys on this show give out really, really good advice.
Yeah, one of the things that Wes is mentioning there is also, it might, on paper, it's going to put out 4K. After box rise, or impedance rise, as it's really called, even if you're wired down to 1 ohm or even a half, you're probably rising above 2, so you're getting half the power. If you had a 8K or 10K, that may help. It's going to be generally better to have more. Well, obviously, it's better to have more headroom to start with, but have a bigger amp than what you're rated for. With impedance rise, that extra power is almost always going to be helpful.
All right, y'all. Let's get to this comment. Okay, Mr. Autistic. Yes, but his Rain Man ability is in SPL. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. He's hyper focused on his music. That is what calms him. That is his savior, like most of us. So, yes, David is a good one to go to for help, too. Y'all don't let him fool y'all. And, man, I'd love to see another Power Wheel out there. Would absolutely love that.
You will. I just got to figure out how to tow it.
I am coming to Texas,
2 weeks.
and we may actually be setting y'all up with a judge soon. We'll see what we can work out while we're out there, because not only am I coming, I'm towing Billy out there with me too. He's like, yeah, the car's going to be there. Yeah, I'm going too.
There will be some good, loud people there. And if you got questions, if you got really well thought out questions, Billy's the guy who's going to answer them for you as well.
Mm-hmm. But yes, ma'am, we are definitely coming out as many times as we can. We're trying to cover the map, but there's only so many of us, so just bear with us. If y'all want shows where we don't have judges, call Billy. Hit Billy up. Hit the chat up. Because we do have a base word question and answer. You'll probably end up talking to Dan, because he's the only one that answers the chat.
I'm not the only one, but you're going to get my... If I'm not...
Yes, we've got judges that are pretty close to Texas, so we can come up with something.
Yep.
Because, hell, Jordan's right there in Louisiana. And I think he's really close to Texas.
Jordan's pretty close. Brad is up in the... He's outside Oklahoma City somewhere, and I can't think of the name of the area where he's at, but he's in Oklahoma, so if you're looking for something in north or east side of Texas, we could probably help you out.
And I hope you end up coming to the show, because I'm dying to see you and your build. That would be such a treat for me. I love it when the females come out. Like I just completely melt and start gushing. Love this.
I like it when they beat someone who's been shit talking all day,
Oh, you know,
which happens more
a
often
lot of
than
people
people
don't
realize.
do that around me.
Ooh, would I
Uh-oh.
sell 15s and do that? Ugh. No comment.
Oh, all right. Somebody better than me answer this for him, please.
Yeah, I
Because,
can't answer that
oh,
one, man.
yeah, I can't answer that. But if you need a DC level 6, I know where two are for sale. They'll be coming up out of my truck this weekend.
If you want some good built ones,
Yeah, mine are
definitely
SPLs.
there's a few
Heavily
people
built.
out there. The best advice that question gets the best answer,
Okay,
and the best.
I got an answer for this. The best
Mhm.
advice I can give you: pull your ass up in the lanes. That's the only way you are going to start.
Yep.
We will walk you through the rest. I promise it's not going to hurt. You're not going to be made fun of because we love some newbies. Just pull up, find a show,
Mm-hmm.
and go to it. Every judge is going to be the same way. Walk up, ask for a piece of paper, let them know you're new. They will walk you through it until you are a professional at this.
Yep.
Man, I love it when somebody tells me they're new to competing.
If
I
you
will
are showing up, William,
stay with you.
like Melissa said, find Melissa at the show. Find myself. Find Jordan. Find Greg and Stacy or any of the rest of our judges. We
Man,
will be
any
able to.
judge.
You're not
We
new.
gush over our newbies.
Find the judge at the show.
New at
More
what? Doing 70s? Oh, or better than 70s. Uh-huh.
find your
Yeah.
big goal. That too. But as well, Matt, the second best thing that you can do there at a show for you, William, talk to the other competitors.
Yes.
Find out what they have. Take a listen to what they have. Lower volume. Just, get a feel for what's out there. Sooner or later, you're going to have to compete against them. And knowing what they have and how they score, how they run things, that's key as well.
Oh, baby girl. Oh my God.
161.
Oh, with a no all. That is getting it. Oh, I can't wait to see this. I'm kind of partial to a no wall because I know how hard they are to work with. You can throw a wall in. Okay, you got a quick, easy score. You go to working from the trunk or a no wall, and you got your work cut out for you. Ain't no cheating with those. I've got a no wall, I've got a B pillar, and
Mm-hmm.
man, the no wall is a lot more work.
If you got a loud no wall, and by
Hmm.
loud, depending on
Oh,
size of
and
the
she
vehicle,
doing
of
it in a
course, but
suburban.
50, 55, even a 60, depending on where everything is and how you're designed, there's a ton of work that goes into those things, man. There's just a lot that goes into a no
Man, I
wall
can't
to get
wait.
loud.
Please pull straight up to the tent, and I want to come get in.
Yeah, we will
And
help you
that's
out.
another thing. When y'all are at shows, Don't be shy. Your judges want to see what you have. We want to hear it too. Y'all
Mhm.
need to quit, going over there to demo. Y'all need to bring me some demos. I'm tired of not getting demos just because I'm a judge. That ain't fair.
I will
Bring me the demos.
I will grab a couple of my competitors, Ryan, who was in here earlier. Ryan knows how to run Term Lab. If I need a 5-minute break to go look at something, I will be more than happy to let Ryan or another one of my competitors who knows how to run Term Lab get me a
Yep.
5-minute or a 10-minute break so I can run over and look at this guy's or this girl's vehicle, or get them a little bit closer to the right class if I notice that something was off. I will be more than happy to do that.
This
In fact,
man right here,
I kind of expect it once in a while as well.
and Matt, half the time he don't even end up getting his vehicle off the trailer because the groups just pile around it and they jump
Right.
up on the trailer. They don't even give him time to get it off. It sounds incredible. Toyotas are hard to work with too, man. It's hell being a single alternator.
Oof.
Oh yes, baby. A Term Lab should be owned by everybody that has a base rig. Y'all need to be testing every day. Every day that you can.
If you can, get one.
Even
Probably the best investment that you can make.
change. Even if it's nothing more than, I raised the seat up. Shit. Sometimes that helps. You got to know your vehicles. Yeah, it is. It is so hard. But y'all bring these demos to us. We want to hear this. Okay, y'all, that cat has lost his mind over there. He's got this big niece. Yep.
All
You
right.
never know where that half a dB went until you test everything.
Oh, yeah. And as John, like John says, test after every change. If you move your seat, you recline your seat, test. You put it back, test. Everything changes in your vehicle.
Yes, it
A
does.
different frequency. So you're going to have to test more than once. Test everything.
Something else I'm noticing. These guys don't get out and test when it rains. And I can tell this when we're at shows and it's raining because they're all looking at me crazy like, why is your Term Lab lower? And I'm like, you didn't test while it was raining.
You got to test when it rains, got to test when it snows, test when it's windy. Test in the morning, test in the evening, test 24/7, different conditions, and write down those conditions. Write down if your car was sitting in the sun all day. Did the interior heat up? You got to know this stuff. And yeah, cold rain, colder air, hot air rises. It's not as dense. Cold air is, again, generally going to be better. So if it's
Lazy
30
days
degrees
on
out
land.
up here and it's 75 and humid down there, chances are my car is going to be louder up here.
See, cost me finals too, man.
Yeah.
I wasn't even in the running. I shouldn't even have took my car to finals with as little as I tested.
Cost me first place at finals 3 years ago. I'm reminded every day of it. I'm looking at my number trophy.
You usually don't go to finals but once. before you start testing and writing every damn thing down. Because if you look, everybody with these little magic notebooks are the ones with rings on their fingers.
You know it's here. The notebook.
Yes. Keeps your alternator on. Keeps your equipment cool. There's a lot of advantages to that.
Have extra power in batteries and in amplifier power.
Mm-hmm. I thought it was eating up my voltage to turn my AC on. No, it was actually keeping my damn alternator on. It was helping me.
Mm-hmm. It'll help. Cold
Yep.
air is better than lower voltage. Your voltage will go back up as soon as you hit the accelerator. You're running your car idle with the AC on to cool it down. It's going to help you more than the lower voltage, believe me.
And see, that's awesome. And yes, I do cheer for what people do in other orgs. I do pay attention to what's going on in the other orgs. Well, I don't pay attention to the orgs. I pay attention to the people in them. Because I'm cheering for y'all no matter what. I don't give a damn what org you're running. I'm still cheering for you and your vehicle.
Yep.
I'm just that basehead. I don't care as long as you're happy and you're playing.
I'm happy when I see my base order sticker higher than someone else's on the vehicle.
Oh Lord, honey. Man, I just went home.
Hey, I will be more than
pulls
happy.
Up in the lanes against me, even as experienced as I am going my ass home. That's all
I
there
would
is
be
to
more
it.
than happy to take second to Gorman in any category.
And no, I'm gonna save my money. I'm going home now. See, she's like you. No, I don't want that.
He's a rookie. Come on. He's only been around for what, 20, 25, 30 millennia.
Yeah, he's only like a legend. No big deal.
He's been around the block several times and knows the shortcuts.
Man.
And I would bet you dollars.
I would have went home though. I ain't taking that kind of ass whooping. I'm going home.
I bet you dollars to donuts too. He knows what his vehicle does in the rain. He knows what his vehicle, well, in the snow, in the rain, AM, PM. He probably knows what it does at 3 a.m.
Good to see you.
Yeah. Yep.
I heard we got some Audio Ace vehicles coming out to Texas next 2 weeks from now. Can't wait to see which ones.
Yeah. Amber, the real competitors will do that.
Oh, always.
I'm getting out. I'm going to shake your hand and tell you, hey, great run. Or, hey, sorry it had to be like this. I had whatever happened. That's the way that it is sometimes. But it's always about that friendship that you gain in the lanes with the judges, with the other competitors, even just with spectators sometimes. They might have an idea.
All right, Drew, we have a show in Anniston, Alabama, Sunday. 2 o'clock to, I think it's 6 or 7.
Yep.
We also have another one 2 weeks later in Fairhope, Alabama, which is Samuel Skinner's birthday. That's going to be a great show. But I am going to JR's Tent and Audio in Troop, Texas.
That one is in 2 weeks.
The 9th and the 10th.
Yep.
Should be a very big show. Old Silver's going to make his debut. And now we can honestly say there's going to be some mats in there. Yay.
Actually, Melissa, speaking of that one, are you running that as a one-day show or are you running that as 2 separate shows?
Okay. Anytime I do a 2 or 3-day show. Awards are given on Sunday. It is one continuous show, which means if you come in on Saturday morning and pay, then you run all weekend on your reruns in that same class.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
So you will be running for 2 days on your same $30.
That is a question that
All
I
right.
see quite often.
Answer the man. Where do we find these shows?
John, I can recite to you exactly where you find these shows. Almost by memory.
www.
You will find them on
basewars.org.
the basewars.org website. There is a link. It is the 5th link from the left. It is labeled events. You can also go to the Base Wars, not the official Base Wars group, the Base Wars Facebook page, and click under more and events. And you're going to find the shows at UAF, the Beatdown in Benton, the Fresno Toys for Tots show, the Base on the Beach, which is also a Toys for Tots show, Anniston Base Wars this weekend. It's Melissa's show. Again, all these, they might not necessarily say Toys for Tots anywhere on them, but Toys for Tots happens all the time. Boots, coats, toy drives, scarf drives, whatever you want to bring. Even if you just bring, if you bring some food for a local food shelf, same thing. We'll make sure it gets to the right kind of people. But all the events are almost always up to date. They're posted on our webpage on the facebook.org or basewars.org rather. Facebook, you can find them there. We got a lot of them.
What area are you in? Because I'm sure one of us can make this shit happen.
Definitely.
You want a once a month show? We can find places for once a month shows. We just need help. That's the thing. If y'all want shows that come up every month, y'all need to book those now. All right. He's in Indiana. All right. Contact your judge because Brandon does have shows almost once a month.
Yep.
Brandon Erickson.
In fact, Brandon was in the chat here not long ago. There, just 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. Yeah, y'all need some night shows up there because those are so fun.
Oh, I might have a midnight show now.
Man, I love night shows.
And it's dark here. I'm not that far away from the Arctic Circle, and it's dark.
All right.
It's in Trope, Texas.
It is. Oh God, I can't even see that. It's up in the corner. Let me pull it up. I'll get you an exact address.
It's the old eyes every once in a while that do that to us.
All right. We are going to be at JR Tent and Audio, Highway 64 East, Troop, Texas.
That one is listed, and it does have the exact address located right below the name of it. Should be able to find it on the Facebook page.
Oh, that monster class done got on up there.
First in Monster is going to be a tough battle this year.
Yeah, I'm thinking I want to build something else and get the hell out of that class this year. All right, y'all hit up Wes. He wants to do some night shows. But all of the judges pretty much will do a night show for you.
Yep.
We like them. I even have a whole light set up that I take out. Man, I'm all about them night shows. I got a whole laser set up for y'all. Which reminds me, I need to pack that up for this weekend. Yeah, we ain't wanting to play with y'all in that monster class.
Whew. Dang, 161 from Wes right now. Guys posting a 158.
Yeah,
The top
even
five
the bottom
scores.
of that's high.
The top five scores in Monster are all above a 157 right now. In fact, the top 10 are all above 152. That's going to be a tight group later this year.
Yeah, it is. Oof. Y'all better buckle up for Monster this year. And Assassin's the same way because most people that run a no wall will jump and go into an open class too,
Yep.
which y'all are allowed to do that. If you run a no wall, you are allowed to run open class too. So y'all have got plenty of options to run.
And speaking of the Assassin class, everyone in there, 153 on up.
Woof.
That's going to be brutal as well.
And then they come out with scores, that were just as high as our final scores, like immediately after. And it's all new people this time. All right. Open class is usually B pillar walls. No walls can run in it. It is pretty much a get in where you fit in on cone area class.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, you can run an open class.
Yep. And more specifically on that, Drew, go up to the basewars.org website and hit the 2024 guide. It's right on the top of the page for you. It's a PDF that's about, 16 or 17 pages or so. It explains all of the classes, gives you the judges' names and where they're located, essentially. So you can find your local judge or judges and contact them through Facebook. Most of us use Facebook or Messenger, and if you don't have enough shows, let us know. We'll book you a show somewhere. We'll get you something.
And Drew, just message me. I'm here. I'm your judge. Just message me after the show. I'll be glad to help you, man.
Definitely. Same thing. Anyone up here, I know Justin and Dustin and a couple of my other regulars aren't, they haven't said much in here tonight, but if they need shows, they let me know. And like I said, I've already got one booked tentatively for the end of March. And that guy said, hey, I want to have 3 shows. So I'm like, cool, we'll do 3.
And just so y'all know, I do have shows booked for next year already. I don't have all of them up yet. And it's because in January is when I normally book for my whole year. I want to book all year. That way I know how much money I need to make it to each show. So the best thing y'all can do is in January or now, let us know what shows you need so we can start working on it now. We need time to promote shows. Can't get these shows to be big shows unless we work on it. And I will tell you, the Base Wars judges are working their butts off for y'all. So let us know what you want. Let us know where we can go. Let us know where we're needed.
Yep. If you need a show this weekend, probably not going to happen, although I'm free. I'll be more than happy to do something. But the longer you can get us the information needed, the more we can plan, the more promotion we can get, the more people show up, the more competition there is, which makes me work better, harder, louder. Should make you work louder, or at least trying to get louder. It breeds competition if we have more time. It's a good thing.
Yes, it is.
Plus, you can plan for your time off at work and not all of a sudden say, "Hey, Melissa, I need Saturday off," and it's Friday at 2 o'clock. You can just tell Melissa 3 months in advance that you need whatever Friday evening
Hmm.
off because there's a UAF show coming up on December 1st. So if you knew about
Yeah.
that in September, you'd already have this Friday off for the UAF show.
Watch that
And then you
schedule
slowly
because
sneak it
a
into
lot of things are already up. That's like we know what day finals is going to be on next year.
Mhm.
It's already planned. We
Yep.
planned that before the last one. That's part of our job is to plan this stuff out. And we can't do that without just a little bit of help. Like I need locations. The police don't just let me go just anywhere. All right. You can find the classes at www.basewars.org.
Mm-hmm. Download that guidebook, Andrew.
If you need any help knowing where y'all's vehicles land, just let me know. I'll be online immediately after the show helping.
Yep. Melissa and I stay online. We talk a little bit before and after the show, but otherwise, like Wes just put up there, basewars.org. It's got the list of the top tens. It's got your membership link under shop, and it's got the guidebook that tells you all about your classes and what to expect when you get to a show, how much it costs, all the class listings, and again, I don't want to necessarily call them rules, but the guides or the regulations for the classes. And if you can't figure out what class you should be in, when you get to the show, find out, talk to the judge, talk to another competitor that's been around for a while. A lot of the competitors, when they show up, they may put up their own little tent or something and start displaying all of their trophies. Those are the
Mm-hmm.
people that you want to ask sometimes as well.
Good evening. That's one of my bandit classes.
There we go, Jay.
But anything y'all need, we're here for it. See?
Bandit is one of those fun classes too.
Yes, it is. And I get so excited when people run it. I want to help. I want to be there. There are certain classes that I get a whole lot more excited over. Yeah. Monster's one of them. That's because I run it.
Sure.
And I know what the scores are in Monster right now. Yeah. If somebody comes up with an extreme, of course I'm going to video that. But like Bandit, man, you'll see me get giddy over that.
Oh, yes.
I love it.
Bandit is where my car fits right now. It used to be Stealth before we changed the rules a year and a half or 2 years ago now. But Bandit right now, 2 through 10 are within 5 dB. And then there's Joey Bryant, just he's lapping the people almost.
All right. What's the loudest no wall build? The loudest no wall build that we have had run is
Boy.
Sundown Patrick, I believe. What was that? A 67?
We've got a couple high 60s out there right now that are listed.
Oh, hold on. I'm about to pull this one up. Y'all go right ahead. Give me just a second. All right. And I'm assuming they're going to just jump to Warlord. But we do have several no wall classes.
Oh, yeah. 160 Monster, 161.
But I believe they're actually going to end up in Warlord just based on that score she said. All right. Let's see.
Yeah, Patrick's no wall is at a 67.6.
Well, actually, he hasn't ran with us this year. Because I'm looking right now, and Craig Ball has it with a 62 in Warlord. He ran before finals.
I don't know about that. I was just looking under the Unleashed No Wall.
Okay, well, I'm looking under Warlord, regular, no
Okay.
wall category.
Ah, okay. I see. You were looking at the other
Craig
one.
Ball has Warlord with a 62. That is pending. That is not an extreme. Up under that is Fly Yukon with a 61. Jesse Cartwright, which is one of my boys, with a 56. Man, y'all killing these no wall scores.
Okay, if anyone has a 6-pack of DBs laying around, I'm gonna need that because I can't hit those numbers yet.
No. I'm gonna take my no wall and go get loud. I gotta figure this shit out.
I'd have to cheat and then add a 1 in front of my score to hit that, and I can't do that because I have someone else do the meter when I'm running.
Oh, look at that. Wally Johnson, 63, in Assassin. Assassin, for y'all that don't know, is a no wall class.
Yeah, Wally is let's just say he's
A
4 and change.
professional. He
That
is a
too.
professional. Oh, look at that Cyclone score. Man. And that's something else that we have for y'all that are talking about the no walls. We have it to where our music classes are separated into trunk, no wall, and wall. That way everybody gets a chance to play in a music class. So depending on what y'all can do, music or burp, y'all got a place to play. Yep, that means you got some new classes too,
Yep.
sir.
We got your standard burps for those classes, trunk wall and no wall. We've got music for those as well. And then for the super brave, if you will, you can do Port Wars. You can do Mayhem if you want that way. But
you're going to make them throw up talking mayhem. About halfway through, that voltage going to sink on them. They're going to get sick. All
some
right.
of them are just nasty when they're loud.
Message me. I still have the Scar EVLs. Those will be an inexpensive 15 that you could get your hands on pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and we have demo classes for the trunk cars.
Oh, yes. We've got at least one class for everybody. Even if you bring in your Power Wheels or your bike or a tractor, I can find more than one class for you, guaranteed.
I believe y'all are really going to enjoy this because we're not out to make you read a rule book that's that thick.
Never going to happen.
We just want to give you basic guidelines. The meter goes in front of the seats. You do your thing. Our basic rules are you do you.
Yep.
And it works. You can look at the classes. The numbers are all right there together. It's working. And we don't have to have that many rules. Matter of fact, we don't have rules. We got guidelines. Do what you will with them.
Read in between the lines sometimes.
Yeah, don't even ask me about them gray areas.
What if the interior of my car is gray? Is that a whole gray area?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's a whole gray area. That's it.
There's a lot of gray areas. Melissa and I have
But
been, well, I've been doing it for 30 some odd years. I'm sure, Melissa, you've been doing it for about 30 years as well.
yes,
We've seen a lot of gray areas. We've competed against them and competed with them. And yeah,
that's the
gray
thing.
matters.
We don't call it gray areas. We call it skill. You do you.
I call it
Whatever you
experience.
know works. We just want y'all to have fun.
I call it when I sit down in your car, I might be louder than you were.
We really do. We just want everybody to go back to being happy at shows.
Yes.
I want to see you in the lane smiling and laughing. We want to remind y'all, hey, this is about getting together with your buddies, spending a whole Saturday just enjoying the day.
To quote Uncle Si on Duck Dynasty, happy, happy, happy.
And man, I don't know about y'all, but I've tried running in some of the other orgs. Gave me a whole ass anxiety attack.
Yes.
Yes.
In fact,
All right. So I got a bunch of classes for y'all.
we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Mhm.
8 or 9 classes that are pretty much specifically music. So
For the club.
aside from, well, actually, Hurricane, Typhoon, Twister, Cyclone, those 4, plus we break those down into trunk, wall, and no wall. So there's like 12. But yeah, we got classes for almost everything. And who is looking to join a team? That's another good question. Kenneth, how can they get a hold of you on Messenger, Kenneth?
What team?
And what team?
Yeah, what team? Tell it. You got other teams up in here. You might as well talk to us. We like teams.
Teams are good.
Man, teams are our saving grace. All right.
Local noise complaint. I love it.
There you go.
That is
All
an
right.
excellent
Where are
name.
y'all located out of? Because, you know,
That is a great name.
Indiana. All right. If y'all need a team in Indiana, there's one. All right. If you haven't had much luck with teams, that means you've been on the wrong one.
Yeah.
If you
Teams
ever
are
feel any kind of
fantastic.
way, you're on the wrong team. And honestly, it took me years to figure this out. The right team will come to you. It won't even be a question, do you want to join? Because these are already going to be your friends.
They will find you.
Yep. These are already going to be your peoples.
Mm-hmm. They're
So
the ones
if
who have
y'all had
already helped you
problems
in the
with
lane.
the team and all the drama, you're on the wrong damn team.
Yep. These are the people, guys, gals, their kids. Even if it's their 3-year-old holding the light, that's the guy or the gal
Yep.
whose team you want to be on.
Because, you know, my teams feel like family to me. I can call them up in the middle of the night and just rant if I want to. I don't mess with them that way, but I could. It doesn't matter what my problem is. I got a teammate for that somewhere.
Yep.
But yeah, a good team is worth its weight in gold
Yep.
as far as advice
you're
and making it through a whole season.
yeah, as Wes just put in there, your team should be family. I
Yes.
wouldn't even label them that low. They should be better than family. Family can say whatever they want about you. Your team should always, always be positive about you. Your family can
Yep.
tell you, shit to your face, but my team should never happen.
No. If you ever get to feel like, there's some drama going on, that's the wrong team. Because there are teams out there that are drama free. There are a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I've been on some really good teams, and there've been drama in there. And I realized, okay, that's a great team, but it's not a great team for me because I need certain things out of my teammates. I need people that are educated and willing to help.
Yeah, John just put in there. They should lift you up and keep you going. They should
Absolutely.
they should lift you up, keep you going, and then once you're there, they should get taller people.
Entertained.
They should get taller people to lift you higher, push you further, push you harder. Don't just set that one personal goal for the year and be satisfied. Set another one.
And that's something else. All right.
Bigger, better,
If y'all
louder.
are on a team and your team is helping you, be sure to pay them back. And I'm not talking money. I'm talking go work on their vehicle with them. This is a two-way street here. You got to do what you got to do. You want to be on a team, get ready to work. Because teams work together.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, Wes is also right there that as a team, you need to keep it real with each other. You can't necessarily set the unrealistic goals, or every once in a while you got to just tell them that, hey, Melissa yelled at me about this and she hurt my feelings, but she's right. You got to
Yes.
you still got to be humble about it as well. And if someone is telling you that, hey, after X number of tries that it's not right, then you got to replan that one little portion, or you got to redo something. Especially if
all right.
the scores went down.
I had a team member hurt my feelings to the point of making me cry. And it took me a minute to step back and go, damn, he's right. And now I have more respect for him than I ever had.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be honest with your teammates.
Yeah.
You see something that isn't working, quietly tell them. And don't be aggressive about it. Be nice. Be pleasant.
Be Patrick Swayze in Roadhouse. Be nice.
And sometimes they're going to hurt your feelings.
Yeah.
But that is a good teammate that does that.
Your teammates do have to be honest with you. That is the one caveat about it, is that even if you're helping out, you may never need the help. But if you're the one that's helping, help. Don't, get in the way necessarily. But you've also got to be able to listen, as David just put on there, to that little bit of criticism. And if you can learn from it, it's good. Might not be what you want to hear.
I was salty about it for a couple of days before I figured out, shit, he's just trying to help me.
Yeah.
But serious, your teammates are going to be the ones that are honest with you.
They're the ones that you can call, in my case up here, as everybody that's, about 90% of you know that I travel a lot for my job. I repair computers throughout South Dakota, and I cover the eastern half of the state, a little bit of western Minnesota, northwest Iowa, northeast Nebraska. And I have people all over in there that if I call them up at 12 o'clock noon and say, hey, my car broke down, can you come and get me? They're going to be the ones who can come and get me. Mm-hmm. My family, my brother's in Omaha, my mom is here in Sioux Falls. But I've got friends every 20 or 30 miles that will come and get me, or bring a bolt and a nut and a washer out because I've got to fix something on the vehicle. An alternator pin broke or something, or a belt broke and I can't get anywhere. Hey, can you stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts or Advance Auto Parts and pick this up for me? Those are the teammates you want.
Another pro to being on a team.
Yeah.
You get to find out what equipment they're selling before everybody else. I have gotten some really good deals from teammates.
Yep.
They might not need it anymore, but it might be exactly what I needed. Teammates get the best deals.
Yeah.
There are a lot of reasons to be on a team. Oh my God. Okay. That wasn't directed at me this time. That's another one. Teammates that hurts my feelings occasionally.
That one can be summed up nice and easy as before make sure that your ears are engaged before your mouth is.
That's right.
How does it sound if I say something bad about Melissa or Jimmy or Billy as a judge? It doesn't. It doesn't ever sound good if I'm saying something bad about them. Do I have issues with some of them? Maybe, maybe not. But I'm going to tell them in private. I'm not going to hash it out with Melissa or Jimmy or Billy or any of the other judges at a show. No. Never going to happen. You chastise privately. You praise them publicly.
Yes.
My mom taught me that after being, one of the only women in her time. She was one of 4 ladies that graduated the business class back in the 50s from the U of M. My mom's old. But she has told me so many things about that, and it's true in so many different things. Just be good to your teammates.
Hey, if anything ever happens to you at Slamology, message one of the base sports judges. There's a lot of us at Slamology. Oh, yeah. We are glad to come help. And speaking of Slamology, did you see they started posting today?
They did.
Yes. Yes, we ready. I've already marked going.
I was actually a little shocked that they started posting already, but I'm certainly not complaining about it.
Oh, no, I am grateful. Grateful. They need as much showtime as they can get, and I'm more than willing to give them a share every week.
It is up right now. There's still only one comment on there for it, but it's someone tagging their better half the way it looks, so no complaints. But if you haven't seen it, folks, Slam is going to be, as it always is, at the Lucas International Speedway out there in Indy. Second weekend of June 8th and 9th, which unfortunately I believe is going to be the same weekend as one of my shows.
Oh, no. You got to reschedule that show. You got to come to Slamology this year.
Well, no, my show out here is a 4-day show. I'm not rescheduling that.
Oh, no. Oh.
I will more than happily take a 4-day show over.
Exactly. If you're going to Slamology, the day they open up registration, go ahead and get that done.
Get it done.
You have no idea how much time that saves, because you don't want to be in that Slamology line of people that are not registered. That is 10 miles long. You want to be registered, roll up, roll through.
Yep.
It ain't that bad if you pre-register.
And it's not like they only have 5,000 entries.
Yeah, no big deal.
But get it done early.
The first time I went there, it was overwhelming. Just the amount of people waiting to get in the gate. And the fact that I had pre-registered because somebody told me to do it, rolled straight through. No problem.
The stench of voice coil went into West Virginia from there. I'm fairly certain of it. Never been, but I'm fairly certain that that's probably true.
You can see that.
Oh, man.
All right. We've been on here for almost 3 hours tonight.
I
It
was
is
just
time
going to
to
mention
say
that,
good night
Melissa.
to our peoples and let them go to bed, because now that I know old Silver is going to be up and playing at the show and going to have some nice inmates in it, I can go to sleep and sleep well tonight, knowing that he's going to put some good equipment in that truck.
I wish I could sleep well tonight, but I got to be up at 6 tomorrow morning and somewhere by 6:30. Good thing is it's only about 5 blocks away.
All right. Well, if nobody has anything for us, let's go ahead and play an excess power video to end the evening with. Night, everybody.
It was good. Thanks for coming on, everybody.